Thank you so much for watching Landumc Goes There. Please subscribe and hit the like button and the bell notification button. They Shoot Horses, Don't They? Is a 1969 American psychological drama that was directed by Sidney Pollack. And it was based on Horace McCoy's 1939 novel of the same name. The movie stars Jane Fonda, Michael Sarrazin, Suzanne York, Gig Young, Bonnie Bedelia, and Red Buttons. The influence of this film has spread far and wide. The whole idea of a deadly dance marathon has existed for very many centuries. From the 14th to the 17th centuries, there was a phenomena that was called dance mania, and it swept Central Europe at the time. Men, women, children would orchestrate an impromptu, wild, unstoppable dance, one that would only cease when the participants would cave in from exhaustion. To this day, the exact cause of this outbreak has not ever been determined, but it's been linked to an early form of mass hysteria, where people would join in out of fear or out of a desire to copy. During the Great Depression, what had once been classified as a disturbing psychological occurrence was transformed into a human spectacle when dance marathons became the raging trend. Participants would shuffle around dance floors for hours, carried along by a glimmer of hope that this torture would end in a great cash prize. Adding to the theatrical nature of these events, audiences would pay to see the dancers suffer breakdowns and crash to the floor in a heap. If you think back in 1969, that was a year and a period of time of radical change. But most people during this age were looking towards the future, but director Sidney Pollack was looking back towards the past. He took this film and submerged viewers into the claustrophobic world of the 1939 dance marathon period that was largely unfamiliar to contemporary audiences. But the director's message is completely timeless, as he presents an unflinching view on the lengths that people will go to for money and glory. In fact, one of the main characters in the movie is aptly named Gloria. This all portrayed by the iconic Jane Fonda. The cast of characters in the film are almost like those in a game. Each one is a living token, a pawn on a board that is moved to the audience's delight. Gloria is a young woman of the Depression. She is aged beyond her years and feels that her life is completely hopeless, having been cheated and betrayed many times in her past. While recovering from a suicide attempt, she gets the idea from a movie magazine to head to Hollywood to try to make it as an actress. Robert is a desperate Hollywood citizen trying to become a director, never doubting he'll make it. He and Gloria meet, and they decide to enter this dance marathon, one of the crazes of the 1930s. The grueling dancing takes its toll on Gloria's already weakened spirit. She tells Robert that she'd just be better off dead, that her life is completely hopeless, all the while acting cruelly and bitterly, alienating those around her, and trying to convince him to shoot her and put her out of her misery. After all, they shoot horses, don't they? The film holds the record for a movie with the most Academy Award nominations without a nomination for Best Picture. That was 9. It's also, in its day, was considered a film that was shown to the public in Russia as a complete piece of anti-American propaganda on the evils that resided in capitalism. Jane Fonda was an odds-on favorite to win the Best Actress Oscar for her performance in the movie, so it came as a huge surprise when she lost to Maggie Smith for the prime of Miss Jean Brodie. It was speculated that Fonda's arrest on Fort Hood military reservation, as well as rumors of her drug use and adultery, had cost her this award. The director, Sidney Pollack, shot some of the frightening derby sequences himself, donning a pair of roller skates to get the right action with the frantically heel-toeing actors. He also had them rework the script from its original version to make the story much more claustrophobic. And the songs that were inserted into the film originally, in their rough-cut form, seemed too polished to him, so he had them really simplified. Now, Gig Young was supposedly really sick with the flu the entire time he acted in the movie. The director was really hesitant to use him because of his declining mental status. His alcoholism had worsened and cost him many other roles. His personal life was in shambles too. He had been married 5 times. On September 27th, 1978, at the age of 64, he married his 5th wife, 31-year-old German magazine editor named Kim Schmidt. On October 19th, 1978, just 3 weeks after their marriage, the couple was found dead in their apartment in Manhattan. The police surmised that Young had shot his wife and then himself. The motive for this was never known, but the one oddity that they found was that there was a diary open to September 27th with the handwriting written in it that said, "We got married today." Young at the time was under the care of a psychologist and psychotherapist named Eugene Landy, who had his professional California medical license revoked because of unethical violations and misconduct with patients. Young's daughter, Jennifer, was basically left completely out of the will. The will was not a very sizable estate, just about $200,000. But in the early 1990s, his daughter launched a suit to try to at least get his Academy Award from his agent. In a settlement with the court, they agreed to turn over that award upon the death of that agent, which occurred in 2010. Go back and watch this fascinating film. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll continue to chase the classics.